How are you, Jimmy?
I'm flashing.
What's going on?
Just chilling, you know, sunny England.
Yeah. So, well, welcome back to the vlog. I'm back in the UK. I've just been riding in the rain for 2 hours. Should we go and get a coffee?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Have you got presents for me first?
You want to know?
Yeah.
When it's really, really wet, i.e. like today, you can save yourself getting damp by putting this over the top of your lovely tape seams and all that shit.
Is it the apocalypse? It's a burning thing in the sky.
I think it's a meteor. Or a comet.
We're all gonna die.
Or a meteorite. What's the difference?
What is the difference?
Oh. Someone put it in the comments.
I get the feeling that it's gonna get murky today.
Why do you say that? Why are you ruining the illusion? Good morning. Welcome to today's video. As you may have seen from the previous scene, it was raining a bit the other day and we totally sacked off riding or making a video. Been a bit ill over the last couple of days. Almost daily videos. Probably doesn't quite cut it. Australia destroyed me. But we're back in business. Should we ride that way?
Let's ride that way. Should we go do some hills?
Yeah.
Should we go into Surrey?
Yeah.
5 hills.
5 hills? Yeah? You up for
4
that?
hills. 3 hills. 1 hill. 5 hills. Let's do it.
So seeing as my first race is going to be March 24th, try and guess in the comments what it's going to be. I've decided to start doing some structured intervals. Today's ride, I'm going to hit each hill and try and maintain 300 watts up it. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, it should just be lower end of my sweet spot, and we're aiming for 5 hills in total. Combined with a few harder, shorter intervals, it'll be a nice way to try and push up my threshold and prepare for the racing season.
Weekend of indulgence is catching up with me.
I only had to wait for you for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I got stuck behind the car.
Oh yeah,
Did you not see
yeah.
that?
Well, the car that was in front of you.
Yeah, it was in front of me. It made me really slow down, right, all the way.
Hill number 2 done. I kind of had to ride it above 300 watts there just to keep moving. That one's called Croc North and it's quite steep, 20%. So, last proper hill, Box Hill. Not really a proper hill though, is it?
No, it's a bit of a pimple, isn't it? Mind you, anything's hard work for me today.
Nice for an effort because it's steady, but I don't know. It
Nice when you got carbon wheels.
Wouldn't split a race field. Oh yeah, good point. Right, should we ride into London? Yeah. Go and see the walrus.
Let's go see the walrus.
So we are now going through Richmond Park. Haven't been here in ages since I was in Australia. My legs are absolutely wrecked now. What was supposed to be a few steady efforts obviously turned into like a half wheeling fest. James, he's also knackered. We're rolling to Battersea, check out Jam Cycling and see Chris and George.
How your legs, Franny? Almost as broken as mine.
Yeah, they are. You didn't do the efforts though, did you? Legs,
no, I did all
what happened to the apocalypse? There was supposed to be an apocalypse.
The sky's grey.
The sky's grey.
It's got murky.
Welcome to London. It was so promising this morning. Oh, haven't seen you in a long time.
Are you disappointed I'm not wearing like
spandex
tights? How are you?
Good to see you, man.
George,
James,
pleasure. Oh, got by myself another pair of sunglasses.
Why?
I lost third pair in
I've lost some.
in 3 months.
I think they've been stolen.
You know what? I think mine actually were stolen. Granted, I dropped them on the floor, but I think someone then stole them from the floor and
him.
laced them.
Look, he's even wearing a steely rubber balaclava.
We're in a lift.
We're in a lift. Oh! Chris is all nervous. He hasn't been on camera for like a month.
It's because I've been here.
Yeah, I haven't been here. I'm a bad friend.
Yeah, you're a bad friend.
What is? Press the code.
No, mate.
We have to work with that.
It's actually.
I learned handwriting in prison.
George, I need your help. My power meter ran out of battery.
Okay.
Fucking episode of EastEnders.
What?
Power meter run out of battery. Someone
That's never happened in an episode of EastEnders, Chris.
I've never watched EastEnders, so I don't actually
Are
know.
you definitely sure it ran out of battery? Need some new thingies?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we can do some new thingies for you, boy. Very loud little noise coming out the back of it. Bin is...
But there's like no dirt in there.
Yeah. So the seal is designed to make sure nothing gets in there. You get anything in there, it's in trouble.
Most seals are.
Most seals are, but
Except for Navy seals and
not all seals are created equal, then, my friend.
the rare wallaby seal, but only found on the beaches of the Bahamas.
The Bayesian wallaby seal.
Beijing wallaby seal.
Bayesian. Isn't that Bahamas?
We thought of something funny you could talk about.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
Oval chain rings.
Oval chain rings. I want to hear what George has to say first.
You were on the original
Osymetric,
Osymetric,
yeah,
weren't
they're
you?
like the big,
Almost square, those
almost
bad boys. I race on oval chain rings. I've got a set of oval chain rings on this bike. So that's my time trial
Q
bike.
rings.
Yeah. Well, no, they're not the Rotor Q rings. They're a completely different brand. And the reason they're on this bike, on my indoor bike, is I prefer to use them honestly for training. I prefer more to use them as a training tool to add a different level of stress and adaptation into kind of like my efforts that I'm doing that's slightly different from the road, with the idea being that I'm working through some of the areas where you might get a traditional dead spot to try and make my overall pedal stroke a little bit more powerful. I tend not to race on anything except for time trialing, because with this I'm not changing gear a boatloads of times in time trial. Therefore I'm not likely to throw a chain off, because that's what I've noticed quite a lot with the original Osymetric rings. I'm not sure about, I've never ridden on, but with the more public offering that's available now,
We're Di2 only,
right?
basically. It was so bad.
Yeah, you're gonna throw a chain off, right?
What do you think about the huge claims that the companies make? For example, Rotor and Osymetric are like, you get a 10% power increase. Like, that's literally been one of the claims they made. Because they blow up power readings of your power meter, your crank-based power meter. It kind of does, but it's not.
You put any oval ring on any power meter, it increases your power number instantaneously because of how it reads cadence and how it reads and equates power from it. So they are probably correct in a way that if they're saying, oh, if you put an oval chain ring on, your power meter is going to show that it's 10% better. You're not necessarily 10% better instantly from doing it.
Unless it's 3 months old.
Unless it's yeah.
I'm interested in the dead spot. Where's the dead spot?
It's like the G-spot.
Well, I mean, this
That's like
is
it's
the
all
thing,
about.
because you hear a lot about the dead spot, and the dead spot occurs at the top of the stroke or it occurs at the bottom of the stroke. Now, more often than not, it occurs at the bottom of the stroke because the bottom of the stroke is out of range. The rider has to lurch through the bottom of it, through that part of the power phase, then lose control of the foot, and you end up with this dead spot at the bottom of the stroke. And fixed wheel riding has always often been a really good way of improving fluidity through that part of the power phase. The same can be said for the top of the stroke, whereby if you run a crank length that's too long, or you end up with the front end being too low and you're folding yourself in half too much, and you end up hitching at the top of the stroke. So my attitude is, I mean, I'm not anti anything actually, because I think it all depends on whether it works for the individual. But my point is that the travel of your foot doesn't change. So biomechanically, I don't see any reason how it can make a difference. But I do understand. I do believe you. I agree with you in the sense that it can make things feel a lot smoother. But I find that we're in an industry whereby there's a lot of product that exists to treat symptoms that wouldn't exist if bikes were set up correctly in the first place. I mean, I've had pedal manufacturers tell me that their pedal can eliminate knee pain from the equation. Shoe manufacturers that tell me that they eliminate the dead spot through the bottom of the stroke. What? The dead spot that you wouldn't experience if you didn't run your saddle too high. And all this kind of stuff. And I'll very happily be put straight on it. I'll very happily be educated on it. But I can't help but think that a lot of these kind of dead spots occur because of a poor position in the first place, or bad product placement. Things like particularly crank length. And like if you're looking at and actually given the nature of how we tend to set our bikes up, I mean I've got a bit of a reputation for raising people's front ends, but that's frankly based on the nature of what people do to their bikes because of fashion or a trend, or to make it look a certain way, or the way the tradition's already been carried out. So So yeah, that's my
Yeah. Okay, so you'll pick up on what I said there in terms of a traditional dead spot.
Yeah.
People's perception of that. So to dive in a bit further to that, I agree with you. I don't think there is a kind of like traditional dead spot area that all of a sudden you're going to put something on and you're going to engage all the way through that area and gain an extra 3 miles an hour, an extra 15 watts. What the way I think about it is those top of the stroke and the bottom of the stroke areas that by changing the shape of the ring, you're forcing your body to work in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to force my body to do is to work in a slightly different way to make it stronger.
Conclusion there, really, chaps. Use it as a tool, experiment, but don't think it's the thing that's going to give you loads of free watts. 'Cause it probably isn't.
Yeah, entirely.
agree on that easily.
Yeah, and I think you might agree with me here, James, as well. There are certain kind of people that's just getting into the sport that maybe haven't done a lot of bike riding or are weak in certain areas that you just wouldn't even bother touching it with a barge pole. Because if anything, you might stand a chance of causing yourself more damage than good.
Yeah.
You cured of your shingles yet?
I would say I'm 90% better. I'm still. I know it's good, isn't it?
What are you doing back there?
Also, you got a circle on your shirt.
The circle on the back as well. Look.
No. Double circle.
Double circle. That's like a figure of 8.
Otherwise known as infinity.
Done it.
Why are you wearing a cap now? You're some gangster.
Yeah.
Whoa, that scared the hell out of me. The wall started moving. We're not going to be able to get home.
Shit.
No, you didn't get home.
It's
You
getting
might drown on part. Listen.
Need a snorkel with that.
Got snorkels, got flippers if you want some.
Welcome back to England, Francis Cade.
And on that note,